Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy, the one and only. We're going to go through the markets. We're going to look at everything. I won't overcomplicate it. I'll make it easy to digest, guys. We're going to speak about everything, the news, the charts, everything so far. So let's begin. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join our private members. Let's begin. I have to drum this down. This is important to me. This is important. Ethereum is important to me, and it's important to you. I know it is. I know if Ethereum goes up, your altcoins will go up. Yeah. So this is very, very important. The market hasn't realized that Ethereum is deflationary. Let me repeat that again. The market has not realized that Ethereum is deflationary. Ethereum right now is close to zero. Yeah, on its inflation rate, close to zero. It's 0.80. Bitcoin has an inflation rate of 1.46%. I asked ChatGPT, it's wrong actually, but you get the point. It said that the annual inflation rate of Bitcoin is at 0.85%, which is wrong. It's actually at 1.45%. And Ethereum is zero or negative. Supply cap is 21 million. Supply cap in Ethereum is zero. The point I'm trying to say is the market has not priced in Ethereum being deflationary. Matter of fact, I might be wrong, but I don't think there's any asset that is deflationary. There's no other asset that is deflationary. Matter of fact, you get paid. You get paid to hold ETH for a longer period of time. So we're going to go through the strategic ETH reserves, and we're up. ETFs have gone up, holdings have gone up, everything has gone up across the board. The ETF holdings have gone up. There is a slight cooling off period right over here because of the FOMC meeting, and we were aware, we did predict this. We did tell you that everyone front runs the FOMC meeting and gets burnt. Holds 114K amid macro jitters. So we did say this. And the bears are eyeing up 100K. Ooh. 100K. I know, I can see on socials, everyone's like top calling, saying, oh, we hit the peak, that's it, it's done. My target still stands, 145. I don't think we're anywhere near done. The Pi cycle indicator hasn't even topped. The yellow line has to cross the green line for it to mark the top. That's just one of the best indicators in my personal opinion. It's been 100% right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's other top signals I'm going to speak about. It's going to get juicy. It's going to get really juicy. But let's continue on with the show. So Ethereum's doing pretty much fine. Bitmain has 700. Bitmain has 625,000 ETH, 2.28 billion. But you know what the kicker is? They just recently announced that they will buy more. And they've bought over 833,000 ETH. They just announced this right now today, guys. So that figure has gone up again. Yeah. And who holds Bitmain? My boy, Tom Lee. And Tom Lee is predicting that Ethereum will get to 60K. He knows. Me and Tom Lee, we're in sync. Yeah. We're like this. You know how great minds think alike. Sharplink Gaming holds 438,000 ETH. Standing at 1.6 billion. Then we have the ETH machine. We have a report here. The ETH machine and GameSquare buy millions of dollars worth of Ethereum on their treasury. Announced today that they've added a whopping 10,605 ETH, approximately 40 million. We also have GameSquare that bought 2,700 ETH worth around $10 million US. So it was announced today on Monday, and it solidifies its position as a top 3 Ethereum treasury holder after surpassing the Ethereum Foundation last week. Congratulations. ETH needs to step up his game. ETH, the foundation, needs to really step up his game. But we're going to be on that list soon. Altcoin era. Listen, guys, you can laugh all you want. Yeah, you can laugh. We're going to be on that. We're going to be on there. Trust me. I'm going to make some calls to the president of Somalia. I'm like, yeah, listen, we need Ethereum on the treasury. Like we've already discussed on the show, we're going to have crypto projects and the NASDAQ merge together. So we have another company called Verb. Verb Technology has bought a whopping, or planning to buy a whopping 558 million worth of TON. The company is set to raise 558 million and focus on TON. They're holding TON in their strategic reserve. The typical symbol is Verb. Let's have a look at their stock. Whoa, it's gone up by 91%. Woo! Wow. Wow. What did I tell you about the NAV? The NAV is very, very important. Right now, MicroStrategy's NAV is 1.70. These crypto companies that people are buying, their NAV is like 3, 4, 5. Speaking of NAV, Michael Saylor continues to buy and buy and buy. I think his average cost price is around 100K. I think it's around 100K. So BTC over time, let's see his cost price. He's up by 56% so far. His P&L is currently in profits. He's in the green clearly, but he's just been DCAing every single month. Now his NAV was actually at 3. Yeah, I hold the MicroStrategy, by the way. His NAV was at 3. And here's the kicker. This is the alpha now. You want to buy companies that have a NAV around 3, 4. The higher the number, the better. And then what happens is with Edge is that the more and more participants realize this Edge, they get into this, the more and more people see this, the smaller the NAV becomes. So it was at 3 and then it slowly went to like 2.8, 2.7, 2.5, 1.8, and then it slowly continues to go down and down. And then it gets to like 1 and then it becomes negative. Negative is basically they have to sell. They have to sell their Bitcoin. Currently, Saylor is kneecapped. The board had come together and they've agreed that as long as the NAV is below 2, they can't continue doing this same thing. He basically does the same thing again and again. He'll sell his assets, sell some of his shares, and then as a debt, he'll buy Bitcoin. Something like that. I'm not gonna bore you with the technicalities, guys. Don't come out here and tell me, no, he's actually doing this. I'm just giving you an easy way to digest this. So he's come along here and the board said, no, you can't do this anymore. So now he has to find another way. He's trying to find a bazillion different ways to get hold of cash so he can buy Bitcoin. So he's stalling now. So he can't really use his stock as often now. So that's the problem. When he gets negative, that's a top signal. When he gets to parity, 1-to-1, that's a top signal. I say this out of experience. And in my experience, this happened before. Remember Grayscale? Everyone remember Grayscale? This is Grayscale. It had a premium. It had a premium of around 25 to almost 50%. And right over here, when it went parity to negative, it was the start of the bear market. So I won't go into the technicalities, but basically those days, smart money didn't really want to learn how to get your own wallet, private keys, passwords, all of this. So what they'll do is they'll go Grayscale. So they'll go straight to them and they'll offer them a premium. They'll say, listen, we'll do all of that for you, but you have to pay us a premium of 25%, 30%, 40%. Right over here, can you see? Right over here, 2021, this marked the very, very peak, and we were in a bear market. When the NAV turns negative or close to parity, meaning 1-to-1, ladies and gentlemen, just like here, right over here, then that means it's the end. Saylor will be forced to sell, and it's going to cause a cascading effect. Goes with Ethereum as well. Goes with any of them. Ton as well. Verb technology goes with all of them. Once the NAV turns into a parity or turns negative, then there's going to be a cascading effect where they have to sell. So we have this all the time. We had this in the retail market. We've seen this all. Multiple people get very, very excited, use leverage, and the market becomes very frothy. And then they have to sell their Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., etc. Do you know who's quietly dominating the space? BlackRock. BlackRock continues to buy and buy over all their peers. Fidelity, Van Eyck, all of them. It just continues to dominate the space. I like this part of the article. It says, now as fears swirl around the future of the US dollar, Wall Street's giant BlackRock could be poised to extend its ETF lead over its rivals. We're seeing this across the board. We're seeing this everywhere. They keep on buying and buying and buying, especially Bitcoin and ETH. It's gone to 20 billion now. Like, look at the chart. I can't make this up, guys. Ethereum's going into the hands of institutions now, and it's going to be kind of sad. Like, it's going to be so sad. None of you are going to be holding Ethereum after the next cycle, and it's going to be kind of sad. Like, none of you hold Bitcoin, or just a tiny amount of the population actually hold Bitcoin. It's going to be kind of a sad thing, because Ethereum and Bitcoin, they were technologies, the first ever technologies to come from the people. It wasn't like a technology. Every technology came from like the higher ups. I'm talking about the government. I'm talking about CIA, MI5, Microsoft, Google, OpenAI. All of these technologies come from the elites. It was the first time, like in history, or a very, very, very long time. I wasn't born around them days, but it's the first time ever that we've had a technology that's from the people. And it's kind of sad. It's getting vacuumed to the elites now. So it's going to be kind of sad. I want more and more people to own Ethereum before it's too late, just like Bitcoin, guys, before they get priced out. Honestly. So if you have the chance, just DCA, and one Ethereum is going to be worth a lot of money, guys. Maybe 60, 70, 100K in the future. And it's going to be sad to see, you know, retail running around still buying meme coins. Britain is at risk. Guys, you know I love to shit on them. I love to do little sneak disses on Britain. You know this. You just know. Come on, guys. So Britain has a problem, you know, because the Chancellor, I remember the Chancellor, George Osborne, he was such a pioneer. I remember he was pro Bitcoin. I remember George Osborne back in the days, he was the first person to actually use a Bitcoin ATM, like in public. I remember those days. I used to go use a Bitcoin ATM back in them days, but it was shady places. Like it'll be in the most shady places. If you know, you know. Big up all the Bitcoin nerds, yeah. We used to go to some shady places, yeah, and just pick up Ethereum or buy Ethereum. It was so shady them days. There was no exchanges, guys. We didn't have Coinbase, nothing, and it was mad. I used to remember buying it on, remember this one? Oh, come on, all the OGs know this. Remember this? Local Bitcoin. You know, it's gone now. It's actually gone. It doesn't work no more. Yeah, it has been closed, unfortunately. They weren't making any money, guys. They should have just turned into an exchange. But this is where I used to buy my Bitcoin. Everyone used to buy Bitcoin on this website. And we used to just do it peer-to-peer. 11 years after becoming the first UK finance minister to use the Bitcoin ATM on camera, George Osborne says Britain has fallen so far behind. In a sharply worded document article on Financial Times, the former Chancellor of the Exchequer warned that the Britain, or UK, shall I say, had already squandered its early lead and is now about to miss the second wave, which is stablecoins. I told you, we have a stablecoin super cycle, but Britain, leave them. They're going to be in the dark ages for a while until they learn their lesson. But for the meantime, I hope they stay in the dark ages. He cited years of indecision, restrictive policies, and a lack of competitive frameworks as key reasons why the UK is being completely left behind. A giant window of opportunity for Britain existed while US authorities remained crypto skeptics. That window has now closed. You made India surpass you. Big up to India. Big up to all the Indians. You're all clued on. You're very smart. India surged to the second place in global Bitcoin holdings, behind none other than the big USA. India is now ahead of China, Germany, and Russia. By contrast, the United States remain the undisputed heavyweight leader, estimated to hold 7.8 million BTC, roughly 40% of total supply. Big up to the Americans. Big up to the Americans, man. Big up. A large part is because of Sailor, to be fair. Yeah, let's just be frank now. Big up to Sailor. We got some good news regarding Hyperliquid. This is a real coin, real project, guys. I'm very bullish on Hyperliquid. There was some technical problems with Hyperliquid. It shut down for a couple of hours, and then guess what they done? They reimbursed it, or they gave 2 million repayments due to the outage. So this is massive news, guys. So this is massive news. Hyperliquid doing great stuff. They reimbursed people. Pump Fund. Oh my God. Are we still talking about Pump.Fund? I've been telling you this is the same story as NFTs. It's going to zero. So I think a lot of participants, they have like, because they're just new to crypto, they don't realize that anything that goes up vertical like that comes down hard. And you know what they say, fast money comes and goes. And this was the mania. It's finally gone. Solana is underperforming. It's really underperforming. It's still underperforming Ethereum. It's underperforming SU. If you do the pairs, you can see that it's underperforming massively. So Solana is going to be in the trenches for a while. Maybe they can like rebrand to trading stocks. Some good news here. XRP, Ethereum lead the crypto market rebound. So that's good news. And Trump once again ignites the trade war. I think recently, a couple of minutes ago, I just saw a tweet where he went off on Europe again. So Europe have to decide what to do. They have to bow down. They have to, guys. Unfortunately, they have to. We have some bad news. A company has been hacked. The exchange Big One has confirmed a massive 27 million hack. But the good news is, you know, it ends with a good story. They reimbursed all the holders like straight away. They have their tokens basically. So that's very, very, you know, the space is picking up. It's getting better. Yeah, I know like 90% of the space are scams. I know 80% on a good day. Yeah, are scams on a good day. Like I'm talking about when the sun's shining, it's a beautiful day, like 80% are scams. So the place will pick up. It's going to get better and better. Trust me. I know there was a lot of folks that got burnt, unfortunately. But let's head over to the monthly Bitcoin monthly. So August primarily is not been the best month. Typically, I've said this time and time again, we're going to see a downturn in August. We're going to see a downturn in September. It's just common sense, guys. Okay, like common sense. Seasonality plays a massive role. Okay. August, September is when I'm going to go shopping for altcoins, guys. Like major alt shopping is going to be like Black Friday sales. I'm going to be shopping in September, guys. If not, I don't mind. I still have low prices anyway. And then October, November, December, altcoin season, baby. Altcoin season. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum had a massive comeback. Like I'm talking about the biggest comeback I've ever seen in my life. Like honestly, we were down bad, chat. We were down bad. There was a point where I'm not gonna lie, man. I was kind of getting worried. I've never ever got worried in my career, never. But this one, I was like, oh, this is not looking good, chat. We got Solana on our heels. We got all of this. We got Bitcoin on our heels. Like, what's going on, chat? But that's the best time. It was manipulation, guys. It was pure manipulation. Let's have a look at the markets. Traditional markets, they shrugged everything off. We're going up the wall of worry again. Yes, the labor market was terrible. It was bad. However, Trump came to the rescue and said he fired someone. He fired this guy. He fired a bunch of people, and there was a lot of misconduct happening. And right now, I don't know what numbers to believe. Really don't know I think the market doesn't know what to believe at the moment. It's just climbing up the wall of worry, shrugging off everything. Bitcoin. This is why we're all here. This is the king, the father. This is the one and only Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, interestingly, has to hold above this trend line. Now, remember, this trend line dates back all the way to 2017. We must hold above this area. If we close above this area, if we don't, guys, I think we're going to have a bigger downturn. Yeah, I don't want to say it, but we are going to see a bigger downturn. We could see a correction of around 14. The bears want to push this to 100K, guys. They really want to push this to 100K. They want to push this right here. They want to break people's necks. Yeah. So the bulls have to step in and they have to make Bitcoin close above this area. The top is not in. Road to 145 is still in play. Yeah, I know I've heard Arthur Hayes has sold and some other person has sold and this person. It doesn't matter. The market continues to go up higher irrespective of whoever's holding. On the lower time frames, I know this part is a bit boring. Trust me, it's not. If we reject this trend line, we're heading to this area right over here at 112. If we don't hold this trend line, guys, we're heading to this area at 110, just underneath the previous all-time high. The bullish case is as long as we hold above the previous high, which was 112, we're in good hands. We bounced on the SMAs as well. We had a nice bounce. I don't think this is the end of the world as long as we close above here, and we still close above the previous all-time high, guys. To confirm, this is excellent. The way it moves is excellent. It's boring, I know, but it's just confirming and retesting the previous high. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. Once again, it's outperforming the majority of altcoins. Once again, it's up 5%. Ethereum goes on a massive run first. It goes on a massive run first, and then the altcoins outperform. Yes, if Ethereum goes up by 20%, yeah, of course, your altcoins are going to go up, but they're not going to go up as much as Ethereum. That's why the best bet is to hold Ethereum. Ethereum's going to head once again to this area right over here, retest it. It's a matter of when, not if it finally breaks out. We've hit this area so many times to finally break out. We're heading to my personal prediction, 5 to 7 to 10K, around that mark is where I think it's going to head to. Then we're going to head into a bear market, and I'm going to continue to DCA, continue to buy, and I'm going to stake it. Simple as that. Imagine you're getting yield on a deflationary asset. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You know how some folks here buy a house and get yield on a house. They spend hundreds of thousands just to make some small amount of yield, and it's inflationary. Come on, dude. Come on. It's a no-brainer. I don't think it's ever going to zero. Ever. It's past this 10-year birthday. Now, most of the time, a natural course of a company, the first 2 years has a 50% chance of it failing. The first 2 years, or 60% failing. The first 5, I think 80, and then the first 10 years, if it goes through 10 years, it has a 10% chance of it failing. That's why Bitcoin, after 15 years, there's like a 1% chance of Bitcoin failing. Ethereum, there's like a 10% chance of it failing. Solana, there's like a 40% chance of it failing. You get it? XRP is consolidating just underneath this area. This was a fake out, ladies and gentlemen. Bounced on the SMAs, and it's just going to continue to consolidate. This was a fake out. Everyone got excited because of the FOMC meeting, and look what happened. Went up a massive 89%. So likewise, same thing. Everyone got very, very excited with Avax and tried to price in an interest rate cut. But you just simply have to look at the 10-year. Just look at the 10-year, guys. I think crypto is just sometimes something's not right with them over there. Bond traders are the most smartest. Then it's the stock traders. And then it's the crypto traders. You have to remember that a lot of folks have tried to front run, and I think we're just going to move sideways for the meantime. DOT is moving sideways. Link is moving sideways to down. All right, we're going to get an interest rate cut. Once we get interest rate cut, everyone's going to call for a recession. Everyone's going to call for the end of the world, apocalypse, everything. That's when you wake up. Yeah, that's when you really wake up, guys. Every bear is going to come out, and because of this Keynesian economics that we have, this warped up economics that we have, we're never going to see a recession. They're going to jump in and they're going to prop up the market, and there we have it. We continue to go up, and the bears, they sound smart. I give it to them. The Fed is always going to jump in, always. Solana. I'm looking for prices over here, to be fair. Yeah, I'm a big Solana hater. I'm looking for prices over here because in crypto, it's not a winner all. It's a zero-sum game. It is a zero-sum game in crypto. Someone has to lose for you to win, period. And Solana went for his run. Now Ethereum's here. It's a zero-sum game. Now we have ADA. ADA is a cult. It's an actual cult. ADA is an actual cult. Like they're a real cult. They're like a religion now. They're a cult. Revenue. I could show you the revenue. The TVL of ADA is not too bad. It's like 300 million at the moment. Its peak was in November 2024. Its TVL was 615 million. So it's not bad. They have an ecosystem. One thing I do like is their decentralized stablecoin, DJET. I thought it would go to zero, but strange enough, this decentralized stablecoin is actually doing really well. Really well. It's an algorithmic stablecoin. Partially algorithmic stablecoin, very similar to the infamous Luna stablecoin. Remember UST? This is the same thing, and it still held its peg. So congratulations. ADA surprisingly doesn't get enough limelight. It just doesn't. I think a lot of people hate on it because it's like a cult, but they're still building. We have Stacks. Stacks is in, we spoke about this before, a massive pennant, huge pennant, guys. Once that pennant breaks out, come on. I got some airdrops for this, so I was lucky. I used their wallet. I used Bitcoin in 2014 or something, or 15, and because of that, they gave me Stacks, like a bunch of Stacks. So I'm forever grateful. Free marketing for them. That's free marketing for them. Blockchain.com. Go check them out. Yeah, they gave me some free airdrops for no reason. The total is hopefully heading to 10K. That's my target. 10K is my target. As of now, we've made all-time new highs. This is the entire market. Everything, guys. Yeah, we have total 2 looking good, looking very good, kissing the previous all-time high. One of the biggest misconceptions is this. This is measuring the top 100. Now, the top 100 continuously moves. Your altcoin probably is down by like 90%. 99%. Some of your altcoins are down 90%, 99%, 70%, 60%, and they fall off the top 100. And then there's some new contenders. So this is measuring the top 100. And you're wondering, why does my portfolio not look like this? Why does it not look like this? It keeps changing. Yeah, keeps changing. Just buy ETH, guys. Buy ETH. You're buying the entire crypto market. You're buying the whole crypto market, guys. Make your life easier. Buy ETH. And then if you need some help with your portfolio, join our private members. Trust me. Total 3. Oh, looking good. DeFi, looking good. All right. Everything's kind of brewing. Others is brewing. Okay, this is the top 10. Yeah, excluding the top 10. Dominance. Others dominance doesn't look good, guys. We're going to head down to this area of 5. Okay. Others dominance has actually gone down for about 4.5 years. Yeah, we're near the end. We're near the absolute end, guys. September is the period where I'm looking to buy. Okay, Bitcoin dominance. I've overlaid the last previous bull run, okay, 2020. I know majority of you came in 2020. This is your second cycle, your first cycle. We have another 32 days if we are in altcoin season. We have 32 days left. If this fractal breaks and we head up higher to 70, which I anticipate, okay, we're heading higher before we see the massive altcoin season. Yeah, but I'll definitely keep you updated 100%. If we break down from here, come on guys, you know what that means. And finally, we have Bitcoin dominance plus ETH and the stable coins. Yep, more and more participants are moving into Bitcoin and ETH, the safety asset. They're selling more and more. They might be telling you I'm hodling. They're slowly getting into three things: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins. Ultimately, we're heading to this number right over here, just like the previous cycle, 90. Once we head to 90, that's going to be the final capitulation moment, and then we finally have our altcoin season. If we don't head up there, we're not going to have such a vicious altcoin season. We need people to capitulate, to finally capitulate and just give up. You can either DCA till it gets to 90, or you can wait until 90 and buy then. That's it for now. Hope you have a lovely day. We have some honorable mentions. DAI has just broken its previous all-time high. Convincingly, massive pump. It's gone up 30%. This is one of the best performing assets so far. It's gone up, and I think it's heading to 30 cents, and then it might head up higher, but for now it's in price discovery, like confirmed, guys. RSI isn't even elevated. Look at this. So congratulations to the private members, and hopefully you can find some other more runners. I think this still has some more room to go, guys. You're not too late. The RSI isn't even oversold or close to oversold, guys. We should see another correction, a buy the dip opportunity. If you're looking for a buy the dip opportunity, we did tell our private members to buy in once again. Normally it goes down around 20 to 25%, another 20%, and so on and so forth. I won't go into the actual technicalities of what this website is or what this protocol is, but just be aware. Just be aware. It's going to come up on your Twitter feed very shortly. All right, I'll see you on Wednesday. Have a lovely day. Peace.